Hello everyone, I'm Verlaine and welcome to the 404 Games Not Found devlog in the Clay Soldiers Civilization project by the Sneaky Bros. This is the Great Elven Tree. If you watched the first video, you already know what the Great Elven Tree is. If you don't, I'm making a big tree for the elves to live in as part of the Civilization project. So if you remember from last episode, we had this tunnel. This hasn't changed, this is still in its pretty much final version. I'm going to come through here. You won't have seen this giant pillar before with the staircase. That's new, and I'm going to go up there in a second. If you look down here, I've added a couple of trees on the inside just to make this thing feel more natural, like things grow and life is abundant. They've got books and enchanting tables because the elves in their lore are immortal. They can only die through battle. So I decided, because of that, when they go out on their adventures, which is what they do, that they like to collect literature from all over the world, so they can come back to this location and they have some form of entertainment, something to further increase their knowledge of the world and their surroundings. So if we go up the staircase, the statue's still there. We now have a second level to the tree. Now this is the first of a few levels. If we start here, this is their library. Most of the civilizations have libraries, but the Elven one, obviously been here a long time. It's full of different books. They have a nice view. I'm going to explain what that building is in a second. And they have the new stained glass, which I think really adds to the effect. It just makes it feel more elven. The fact that it's got a coloured tint to their colour, which is green. And yeah. So they've got a nice little place for the clay soldiers to run around in over there. So if we go out this entrance, this now connects the tree, the Great Elven Tree, to the rest of the Elven village. If you remember from the last episode, this is where the video started, in the Elven village that was already here, courtesy of the Sneaky Bros. It's their project, and they built this, and I decided to connect it to the Great Tree, as the tree now serves as the hub for everything. So in this stage, it's still not finished. There's vines, but there's due to be branches coming out, and it's to make it look more like a tree. This is obviously stage 2. If we go back inside, you can still see there's nothing on the top. That's going to be addressed later, but for now, the actual tree itself is starting to take shape. So we've got a pathway. If I take a little flight, the pathway comes on the outside of the tree, underneath this branch. This is one of the first branches I've decided to add, and yeah, it's basically a way to move around the tree without having to just walk in the front door, climb up the outside, or go in the bottom, which is down there, which is where we just started. So you can come out onto the pathway that leads around the tree. You can come around here, and that leads you up to the entrance that you saw from in there, so you can come back down to the first level. Or you can stay on this level and go to the barracks, or these little buildings here. Now what these are, this is my way of, or my vision at least, of how the elves, I wanted the elves to live. Currently live in treetop houses like that. I thought it'd be a nice way for the elves to live with nature if they actually lived with nature. So as you can see here, they have these little pods, and these pods are built into the tree. On this case, what I decided to do was build the branch. You can see the wood. It's got a basic wooden framework under all these leaves, and I build the pods either below, on level with, or slightly on level with, slightly below the actual branch itself, so they can be a part of the tree. And this one is located below. So if we just take a little climb down, there we go. Whee! We're now inside the tree, and this is their little pod, and this is where the clay soldiers the ones that live in the tree, are going to live, and they're going to be able to look around, and you know, I mean, they might need like a booster step or something, but they should be okay to live with the tree, which is the plan for the whole plan of the elves. In here we have a barracks. If we climb down, so there's more beds in here. This is where the militarized clay soldiers, the ones that go to the fight, not just the civilian soldiers, as it were, decide to live. So they all have beds. They've got their standard enchanting table, a couple of books, got weapons, armor. I'll probably fill that out with more stuff later on. But it doesn't quite end there. We have a couple more things. If we zoom out, I've done a bit more work on the roots just to make them a bit sort of bigger, chunkier, longer, towards the limits I set myself, because I don't want to encroach on these guys over here. I don't want to encroach on the dwarves, or I don't want to build any higher than the Sky City, for example. So I've started working on this. Now, this wall here, as you can see, perfectly bare. And in the next episode, hopefully I should have something here, and this side of the wall should be a lot more interesting to look at. So, if you're liking the look of this tree so far, you may have already seen the finished version, because I plan to release these once it's actually finished. If you haven't, then I'll leave a link so you can come check out the series. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Verlaine. If you like the sort of build process so far, go ahead and subscribe to us. We're releasing these as time goes on. It should be one every couple of days. And go check out the Sneaker Bros. This is their world. They've made everything in this world, and I've just been placed in charge of perfecting this tree. Let me know if you think it looks good. If you think it looks how it should, if it looks elven, I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thank you very much. See you later.